morning we're going to talk about the SPF 101 Giveaway self-publishing formula, their 101 course, and we'll let people join in here. I keep looking over my shoulder because there's a moose behind the house right now, and hopefully she'll make an appearance and I'll be able to whip the computer over there and you can see her walking around eating the willow. I was just outside. She was a big girl, but she's got her post-winter body, so she's probably good 7 feet tall at the shoulder and thinning down because of not getting the good leaves, just having to eat willow or wood pulp for so long. It's only about minus 10 or 12 Fahrenheit out there right now, but she's pretty furry. Anyway, I'll keep a watch out. If she appears, I'll move the computer over there and take a look. What we're going to talk about today, and this is, if you're watching on YouTube, this giveaway. I forgot to shut off the YouTube channel. This giveaway is for people in the 20 Books of 50K group on Facebook. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk about what's good in the course. However, at the end, the giveaway is going to go to those people on Facebook. No moose yet. She's there. She's just right behind the house. What I wanted to talk about was we have the different modules in SPF 101, but the mindset behind the modules, not the technical details and stuff that's in the modules, but what makes them so important and why are they in this course? This is the foundational course that helps you shortcut getting your career online. I'm not a big fan of shortcuts because sometimes you need to learn lessons the hard way, the right way, and that way they're more endeared to you. You hold on to them closer if you learn them the hard way. But sometimes you're willing to learn, but you don't have the time. You've got a day job. You've got a lot of other commitments. And so you need to streamline your approach to dive into this profession of being an author and a publisher. Self-published author, an indie, all of it. How do you get where you need to go? And SPF 101 is a way to streamline that process. So let's talk about Module 1, build your platform. This is before your publication, while you're even considering being an author. However, the minor warning that goes with this is until you have a book, it's hard to call yourself an author. I've written, I always write, but finishing, very few people can go through the whole process and then finish that book. That's such a challenge. So a lot of people have that starry eyes of, oh my God, I'm going to be an author. I'm going to be a published author. Yes, but not until you're published. Then don't put the cart before the horse, as it may be. Module 1, build your platform. We start with the basics. Amazon isn't about to give up the email addresses of the people who buy your books. And this is an important point. You want people to follow you on Amazon, and the only way they can follow you on Amazon is if you have a book published and then have your author page. So cart before the horse, right? But you can build your social media platform and your website and your newsletter. And I say you don't even need a website until later. It's nice if you can put one in, because CraigMartelle.com, it's awesome. It's easy. If you see my name on a book, you search that, it pops up on Google, one of the first results, CraigMartelle.com. That's cool, but nobody's going to go there until you actually have something. So it's you want to reserve the name, but you don't need to spend a lot building your website until after you're starting to publish and then directing people there. Because then the good point about that and about a newsletter list is that's your stuff. No matter what happens to the rest of the world, you still have this newsletter email address for a reader. You have your website where you can put whatever you want on there. This is my stuff. You can do giveaways. I give away knives because I write thrillers, I write military sci-fi, and everybody carries a knife, of course. I mean, it's a NCIS, it's a Gibbs rule, right? Always have a knife. So this I can do that all from my website. So building that platform, social media. How do people know about you? Some people live on Facebook. Don't do that. So, but that's where they go. That's where they get information. So give them the information. Whether it's Instagram, don't go to Twitter. Place a cesspool. Instagram, even TikTok. Those kinds of places where information about books, people learn about authors, and you get to have that relationship with the readers. That is a huge benefit in 2021 that we didn't have 5 years ago, that we didn't have 20 years ago, that direct relationship with the readers. Now, readers have unprecedented access to authors like they've never had before. So this is something too you need to be aware of. Don't put yourself so far out there that the readers cause you a lot of unnecessary anxiety. Nope, she's not come over here yet. So there you go, maintaining that social media presence. And part of that social media presence, I talk about this a lot in my 5-minute focus videos. Make sure that your social media presence is the persona that you want to present. So don't be a fireball on social media, and then over here you're writing sweet romance. But on social media, you're dropping the F-bomb, you're doing all this stuff, and then you go over here, sweet romance, and think you're going to write that under the exact same name and same social media profile. Don't do that. That's a disconnect. So that's those kinds of things. SPF 101, how do you build your platform? Module 2, pre-publication. So as soon as you type the end, your book isn't finished. There's a lot of other stuff you need to do. What does that look like? This is what Module 2 goes into to help you professionalize your book. Just writing a book doesn't make you a professional. Writing a book, making it look industry standard, very loose definition. When I published my first book, I grabbed a couple trad pub titles, especially from science fiction books that I loved, and I mirrored all the front stuff to put in my book. Well, that's garbage. You look at that, there's a bunch of stupid stuff in there. So now it's much streamlined. It's much better. It looks better than some of the old trad pub titles because I don't have that ridiculous stuff in there at the beginning. I have here's what you need to know. Here's the copyright page. Here's a table of contents. Here's a map. Here's the story, as opposed to all this other extraneous, like a 12-page prologue. Get the hell out of here. Nobody reads that garbage. So module 3 to 5, Amazon exclusive or wide. This is important. This is because this goes to building your foundational readership. So if your genre is better off on Apple Books or Kobo or Barnes and Noble or Smashwords, then you need to go where those readers are. So you need to know first what genre you're writing in, and this is a big challenge. People get confused as hell, and some people try to mash in too many different genres, and they make their book unsellable. You need to understand, here's where my book fits best. But then everybody writes multiple genres. There's no one genre that's so pure that it doesn't touch anything else. That's why you get 3. That's why Amazon automatically gives you 3 genres. You list 2, but then when it pops up for sale, you'll see, hey, there are 3 listed, and you can list 10. That's why, because they all touch those various genres, and then there'll be one that it sells in the best. Try to guess that. Try to figure that out, and then that's where you then look: is Amazon, is wide? What's best for me? Because once you start building your readership, you need to keep building your readership there. It's a long, drawn-out process. It takes 6 months, a year to start building readership. And 6 months, in the first 6 months, you may have 20 readers. In the next 6 months, you may build up to 50, but that's 150% growth. If you maintain that rate, it's not going to take long before you have a lot of readers. So if you're wide building that readership for 2 years, and then all of a sudden it's like, I need to go to KU, you're going to disenfranchise whatever readers are wide, whatever readers only buy their books on Kobo or buy them for their Nook or buy them on Apple Books. Nope. Maybe she went the other way. We have right behind us there. We have a horse farm. So there's a big horse pasture. We've got an extra acre to this side of us with a lot of willow and stuff. But then this way, we have a 10-acre wood, and that's where the moose hang out, and they pop out because our house abuts a corner of that. So she probably went in the woods. All right. Where were we? 3 to 5. Wide or KU? Important question. Now, it's not the kiss of death if you go one way or the other. Because if you only have 30 readers, 50 readers, you just tell them, hey, I need to go into Kindle Unlimited because this is where this genre is now hitting well. My books are long. I've got some extra material. I'm gonna go over here and work on this. And it's not like, hey, instantly go over and all of a sudden you're making all this money. No, it's once again, you have to build up that readership. Module 6, generating traffic. Traffic is key because if nobody sees your book, it could be the best book ever. But if nobody sees it, what do you do? So is the crack team? I think the crack team is up. I was talking to her earlier. So the crack team is here around. We're 10 minutes in. We'll be picking the names in about 15 minutes. Yeah, it's -10 out there. There ain't any grizzlies out of their dens not hibernating. Probably another 3 weeks, a month before they start popping out and appearing all skinny, ready to eat anything. Generating traffic. Okay, advanced teams and launching. The good thing about an advanced team is they keep you on the straight and narrow as an author. Because you're writing a book, you think it's a great story, you pop it out there, and they're like, hey, there's continuity issues. Because there's some things you just miss. There's other things like, hey, this tendril's hanging, or what about this as a subplot? Because you talk about it, but then there's so much opportunity. Why don't you explore this more and then wrap it back in at the end, where it looks like you wrap it back in, but then you don't cover any of the material in between. Your advanced team can catch all that stuff, and then I tell you what, some of my best one-liners, taglines for books have come from the advanced team because they read it. It's like, hey, this is what I thought when I read it. Great. We want other people to think, and feel that same way. So, advanced team, how do you work with them? A street team. What is a street team? That's the people who get the word out on the street that your book's out. And then launching the book. What is a hard launch? What is a soft launch? Those kinds of things, those kind of questions you need to answer well in advance. You finished your book. Now what do you do? My book, I was done editing it. I'm like, I'm not going to edit this thing anymore. I can't find an editor. I can't find a cover designer. So I did my cover in PowerPoint. I edited it myself. And I'm like, what do I do now? I looked on Amazon. I can publish it. So that's what I did. I published it. So how do you publish with intentionality to create the best reader experience you can create? All right. It's still morning. Yeah, still cold too. Like I said, it's like -10 Fahrenheit out there. And Fairbanks set a record this winter. This is now 180 straight days below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. With the high temperature has not reached that. So yeah, and out of those 180 days, probably had 160 that were below freezing. But that's where we are. It's, when you live in the subarctic, you kind of get used to that. Module 8, getting reviews. In 20 books of 50K, we don't talk about reviews because they always degenerate into complaints about readers, about reviews, and that doesn't benefit anybody. But getting reviews, now it's important to have a social proof. This is where people look at your book and say, other people have read it. Let me see what they say about it. It's a product review. It's for other readers. It's not for the author. Sometimes the author can get a lot of stuff out of it. I always read my reviews. And I know a lot of people say, don't read your reviews. I always do, but I don't melt down if I see a 1-star. Not anymore. Sometimes it bummed me out, but not anymore. It's just I targeted the wrong readership, or how did this book get into that person's hand? And anytime I run a free giveaway on a book, The Operator, first in my my thriller series, I ran a big free, got a huge number of downloads, 7,000, something like that, downloads. Yeah, then I got some bad reviews after that. You just accept it. People who download a book for free seem to be the most vocal, and that's okay. You just have to accept that. But how do you get those reviews in the first place? And that's what Module 8 talks about, getting reviews, whether you do the advanced reader copy, ARC. Some people call it the advanced review copy, but if you go on the Amazon website, they call it a reader copy because you cannot presume that they will leave a review if you give them a copy. You cannot incentivize them giving a review. You cannot punish them for the review they give, even though people do. So I figure that that program will go away. It's a holdover from the traditional publishing days where a traditional publisher would say, hey, the book is done. They'd send out 1,000 paperback, hardback copies to reviewers. And come launch day, they'd have like 1,000 reviews. They'd all be glowing. And the only way they would get the next book is if they left a glowing review. And a lot of people do that. They cull their list. Hey, this person left a 2-star review. You're off my ARC team. Well, according to Amazon, you shouldn't be doing that. So it's a risk you take with ARC. So I don't do ARCs at all. I just encourage my reader, please leave a review. And I get a lot of reviews, but they build up slowly. I don't on launch day. I might get one review that actually shows up. It could be a week before I get 10, 25 reviews. And that's okay. Now I built that foundation. I've gone through all of the elements, and that's where I count on for my reviews. So my review numbers will be lower than most other people because I don't do any of that other stuff. Absolutely do not do a review swap. That's against Amazon's terms of service and the other retailers as well. Nobody is cool with, hey, I'll review your book if you review mine. Don't do that. That's a horrible approach. So you got to have real readers, and the best reviews are readers, strangers, leaving reviews on your books. And strangers, that's relative. After somebody's read like 50 or 70 of your books, then they're not really strangers because they're on your newsletter. They're listening to you. They might email you every now and then. You email them back. It's all cool. So, yeah, it's gutting when you see a bad review. No, it's not. It's just a person who shouldn't have been reading your book. If all you're getting is bad reviews, maybe it's a bad book. And that's sometimes you have to accept that. So trying to read this. I write SF short stories. I'm looking to put them in a collection, sell that. I understand it's hard sell, but I'm guessing going wide would be better to reach more readers. Where are your readers? Have you developed a readership? If you haven't developed a readership, then you have to go find them wherever it may be. I just took a whole series wide, but I did that because I put book one into a promotion that was wide, and I solicited for a book bub while it was out there, and I got one. International and US. So I took the whole series wide. It was 3 books. It wasn't making me a whole lot of money on Amazon. It's been out for 5 years. And lo and behold, I got that book bub on the first one. And no kidding, sold 1,600 copies on the book bub day, and then sold another 500 copies since. And it's only been 2 days since I had the book bub. So yes, I've made my money back on the book bub. And I put that book into a lot of hands. And what surprised me most was over 400 copies went to wide readers out of the 2,000 copies sold. So 25%, 20%, pretty significant, a not insignificant number. So I think I'll leave that series wide. But I've developed my readership for Amazon, and still X amount of readers bought it on Amazon, even though that's where it's been for 5 years and sold a lot of copies. So maybe maybe that number of here's wide readers because it's the first time it's been available wide. So anyway, we'll see where that goes. Reviews, don't get twisted up over reviews. You need them, but don't do unnatural acts to get them. That's my advice on reviews. But that's in SPF-101. The tech library, you'll also see that there's a lot of extra information in there. They provide other support. They're supported by Reezy. So they can, they will refer you over to Reezy or some of the other providers for editors, for cover designers. Cover Design Gallery is what I use. There's more than 200 different cover designers there. All good stuff where you can find a line with a cover designer for your genre. Way cool stuff. And they will do, all right, we have winners. I need a third one, Elaine, because we had a donor donate an SPF course. So wanted to remain anonymous. Thank you. So there's one more, Elaine. Need one more. Yeah, wide for the win. Mark Leslie Lefebvre just published a book, Wide for the Win. So if you want to read that, it's ridiculous. It's like 100,000 words long with a lot of information on what it means to go wide. I talk mostly Amazon KU because in 20 books of 50K, we talk about our personal experience, and this is where I make all my money. So almost all my money now, thanks to BookBub. Hey, I make a lot of money wide as well. So it's all good. All right. 20 minutes. What this course doesn't do is it doesn't teach you to write a good book. That's something that we expect all writers start as readers. Read books, read good books, and emulate what you see. I'm checking back and forth with my crack team as there we go. We have 3 winners now. I'm going to wait 5 minutes before I announce them. They don't teach you how to write a good book. This is something where, once again, your advanced readers, your street team, those people who can help you make your book better. How do you approach them? I say give to get. Go to reader groups, be a reader for another author, and don't put on your author hat. Well, I would have written it this way. Don't be a jagoff. You want to be helpful. Here's what I liked about that story, and it's in the leadership coaching business. What I did before I became a full-time author, 3 to 1, 3 to 1. 3 good things for every 1 opportunity for improvement, and people are more likely to accept your criticism that way. Hey, here's what I liked. Here's 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things I like, and then here's 1 thing that I think could have been better. And that's a good approach. Don't do a but sandwich. Hey, I didn't really like this. Oh, but there were some good things here, but it was still this 1 thing held me back. That's a butt sandwich. Don't do a butt sandwich. 3 good things, 1 opportunity for improvement, and then let them pick that. And if you have 10 opportunities for improvement and only 1 good thing, maybe tell them that, hey, this book wasn't for me, and leave it at that. So, because you know what, not all books are good books, just the way it is. But you can write a good book. And it only has to be good enough. It doesn't have to be a great book, groundbreaking. It doesn't have to be the next Harry Potter. It doesn't have to be the next Catcher in the Rye, which I still don't get that book. But anyway, people made it big. It doesn't have to be that. It just has to be good enough. You're entertaining. If it's nonfiction, you're educating. And if it's fiction, you're entertaining and educating. All kinds of good stuff. If it's nonfiction, you're educating and entertaining. Those are the best books, that you're reading a nonfiction book, but you're still entertained. It's easy to read. Now's the time. 3 winners. We have 3 winners thanks to 1 donation from a great 20 books of 50K member, wishes to remain anonymous. But anyway, Self-Publishing Formula, Mark Dawson's 101, the foundational course to help you put together your business. The winners are Liz Ripley Hayes. And what we'll need from you is we need a sign-up name that you're going to use and your email. Please contact the admins. Elaine, if you could leave a link for them to go to the admin page and message us there with their information, that then I can get to James Blatch and the good people at SPF-101. The next one is Sonia Rao. Sonia Rao. Congratulations. Come on down. You are the next winner. Oh, contestant. I only watched that show when I was 6, so I don't have great memories of it. And Laura Russell. So the 3 winners are Liz Ripley Hayes, Sonia Rao, and Laura Russell. Thank you very much for everybody for commenting, for jumping in. There's the giveaway, and if you do decide, well, hey, I'm going to get it anyway, there's different payment plans, and please use the link on the 20 Books 50K site. That's an affiliate link. It's going to cost you the same whether you use the affiliate link or not, but I get a cut. And the 20 books to drive across America, it's getting spendier by the day as I'm starting to make my hotel reservations going from Vegas to St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, everybody, thank you very much for listening in. and the moose never came by. So she must have gone the other way and gone into the woods. But she was out there. I did take some pictures, and I'll post them on the thread here momentarily as soon as I get off. Thanks, everybody.